So, our guest is Mr. Stephen Ko, and he is the founder and CEO of Worth the Health Foods, or WTH Foods. Worth the Health Foods is a pioneer plant based meat company in the Philippines. They make plant based Filipino pantry favorites such as corned beef, hot dogs, ground meat, and even nuggets using locally sourced sustainable ingredients. Before Worth the Health Foods, Stephen founded Nipa Brew Craft Beverages. It operates a microbrewery and tap room in Makati, Philippines. His passions are in entrepreneurship and food innovation. In the future, he plans to put up a food innovation center to work on global food security issues. In 2012, Stephen was awarded the UK Chevening Scholarship to study Masters in Bioscience Enterprise at the University of Cambridge. He obtained his bachelor's degree in biology from the Ateneo de Manila University and master's in technology management from the University of the Philippines, Diliman. He used to be a consultant at Hybridim Consulting, the country's first biotech consulting firm, and was part-time faculty at the Ateneo de Manila University, teaching Bioscience Enterprise, a course that brings together concepts in business and biotechnology. In 2018, Stephen participated in the Professional Fellows Program sponsored by the US Department of State. He was a visiting fellow at Rutgers Food Innovation Center in New Jersey, where he gained experience in commercialization of food innovations. He loves trying out local food and drinks, preferably the alcoholic ones. Without further ado, let us all welcome Worth the Health's food founder and CEO, Mr. Stephen Michael Ko. Hi, Stephen.
Hey, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Woo!
All right.
Yes, Stephen. Woo!
Oh, hi,
We
Hillary.
can hear you.
Hi, everyone. Um, yeah. So I'll go straight to the. Thanks for spending your afternoon with us, with me. I want this to be very casual. Actually, I didn't want to have a presentation nga, but kailangan medyo formal daw. So I prepared some slides. I just want to share with you how Worth the Hell came about, my background story, and so should I share my slides now? Elmer? Yeah.
Yes, Stephen, you may.
Okay. Okay na, you can see my slide. See my slide, okay. Hi, yon. So that's me. Ayun. So basically, I have a biotech, bioscience background. This is my quick background. I love the lab. I'm actually a frustrated scientist. So we're very happy that Carlo is here, who is a real scientist, I guess, one of our co-founders. So I did my biology undergrad in Ateneo, and then I have a master's in UP, master's in tech management, and then went on to do a degree in bioscience enterprise in Cambridge. And then my last fellowship was at Rutgers Food Innovation Center. So this is, I guess, like throughout the journey, I was informed about, I've always been curious about combining science and business. And I've always thought of how to be impactful in that journey. So these are common sights in the Philippines that we always see every day. You have your malnourished children. Our farmers are one of the poorest in the regions. There's a lot of habitat loss for our wildlife, and etc. etc. This is despite of the Philippines being one of the most biodiverse countries and natural resources. Now, you would think that being such a blessed country, we don't have to be poor, and that's what we are setting out to do at Worth the Health, trying to solve some of these issues in the food space. So, yeah. So I thought the way to combine science and business is through food innovation, especially in the Philippines, where food and agriculture are a very big part of economy. This is where we want to go. So when I came back from the UK, we started with Nipa Brew. It's my little food tech playground. Besides the alcohol, I like making the alcohol. So so we so this is in Makati. We have a microbrewery, and this was put up in mga late 2014. And then this is our initial lineup. I'm sure some of you will be familiar with these. Throughout the years, we distributed them throughout the Philippines. In 2018, also, we put up our tap room. This is in Makati. It was bustling before the pandemic. It became a venue for discourse and more of really educating our customers on what we do. So throughout our journey at Nipa Brew, we discovered the growth of the plant-based market. It's growing in the Philippines, and in 2018 as well, uh, lumabas na rin the documentaries like Game Changers or What the Health, encouraging us to adopt a more plant-based lifestyle. So so that's how Worth the Health or WTH came about. It's We are riding on the two trend of the growth of plant-based meat market in globally, and we also want to promote the flavors of the Philippines to the world. So here are some of that's our tagline, Crave Good Food, because our mission is to innovate well-loved Filipino dishes that have been traditionally made of meat into plant-based. So our mission is we make plant-based meat that is good for all, that is healthy for everyone in the sense of in all sense of the word. It is healthy and kind for our farmers, for the animals, for the environment, and especially for our consumers. So that's one of our priorities. It's Our products are science driven, and we have a nutritionist on board. All of the founders have technical backgrounds, so we make sure that the nutritional content of our food matches, if not surpasses, that of meat. So yeah, so here's our founders. We will be in a breakout room. Each one of us will handle one breakout room. I'm I'm the founder. I'm one of the founder CEO, and then Carissa is our sales and operations, and then Carlo is our head of product development. He is currently finishing his PhD in Prague. So yun, siya yung legit scientist of our team, and he developed most of our products and makes sure that they are excellent. So throughout, I think one of the primers, it was sent out to you. We have some write-ups. So we were one of the Thought for Food finalists last year, and we also did some incubation programs from AIM, Dado Banatao Incubator, and this Big Idea Ventures based in Singapore and New York. So we underwent this accelerator program last year. We were part of the cohort in Singapore. So that's basically filled up our last year. No? So we're kind of productive during the pandemic din naman. But sadly, of course, we are very badly affected by the pandemic. Despite having innovative products, we are still operating a traditional business. It's a bar. So yeah, we were badly hit. We have to pivot, and So most of our products are now available online. So Lazada, Shopee, you can also directly order us from our website, and through our resellers. So some of the resellers are also here from Pampanga, Frank from Pampanga, and I don't know if the one from Cebu is here. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, if it's just the beginning of our journey, and it's a long way to go. If you have any interest in supporting us, in helping us, or if there's a way in how we can help you, yeah, just feel free to contact us, message us on Facebook, or here's my my LinkedIn. I'll give you my personal number then if you want. Wala naman. Yun. So yeah, thank you EA for this event, and I'm excited to actually hear more about your feedback, your feedback and taste testing and all your queries because it will really help us improve our products more. I love what EA is doing, especially for animal welfare. And yeah, we are here to support every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steven. That was very concise, and we are actually excited to ask you some questions. Yeah, give me a second just to pull out some questions. Yeah, okay. So what we'll be doing? Okay, let me just share a screen. Okay, so just for we have a background that it's the Q&A session. Just to also announce, apart from Steven, Carissa and Rizzy are also here from Worth the Health Foods, and I think their resellers are also here from the different regions. So welcome also to this event, and welcome to everyone again who are here. Um, okay, Steven, are you ready to start with our questions?
Yep. Ooh.
Okay. First question. Sorry. The most upvoted question so far. How does the nutrition content of WTH's meat compare to actual meat? So, what does the nutrition content of your meat compare to actual meat? First question.
Yeah. So and that's the typical question. No? It is improving. We improve every time to try to match the nutritional contents of meat. But given that we make it out of mung beans or some legumes, medyo we still have calories. We still have carbohydrates in the meat, unlike your typical animal meat that walang carbohydrates. It's just like proteins and fats. So we have carbohydrates. But I think it's good carbohydrates, and in terms of nutrients naman, the usual question for plant-based is you don't get the complete amino acids, or there are some vitamins like B12 na you don't it's not very present in plant-based meat or in plant-based food. So we fortify our products with these vitamins. So B12 we fortify them, and we make sure the ingredients we use gives you that complete profile of amino acids. And what else? We use virgin coconut oil also for more immune boosting properties for our plant-based meat. So yeah, from your favorite processed meat, we want to make our plant-based meat like talagang more nutritious. If that's what we say na parang the processed meat, diba? We don't know what goes in there, maybe the scraps. But we are trying to replace that with with more nutritious version. So, have an answer. that's
That's okay. It's okay.
yeah. That's my that's how. I mean, you can ask Carlo later, or I think all the founders are here, naman. So each one of us will have our area of expertise, and yeah, you can chat with any of us.
All right. Thank you, Steven. There is a question here about the ingredients of the meat, but I think that's better asked while people are tasting the food. So we'll just park that question for later during the breakout session, if that's all right. Um, so if they ask what food is this, what's this made of, later na lang po during the breakout session. I think a bigger question right now is that what are your plans in making the prices more competitive or cheaper in the market? This is one of the most upvoted votes right now on Slido.
Yep. So we are in our early stage. We are very early stage. So we don't have our products don't have scale as well yet. So yeah. So this year our goal is really to look for a manufacturer, scale up production, to really bring down the prices. To make it our thesis for this business is really to make plant-based accessible for mainstream. And for us, accessibility means accessible in terms of taste. Now, the taste is what we are familiar with. We're not going. So that's why we went into plant-based. No, our category is in alternative protein, but we went into plant-based because I don't think a lot of us still want to eat like insect meat or insects or cell-based, lab-based meat. So if we are in the alternative protein, and our way of making it mainstream is plant-based, which is more familiar, I think, to Filipinos, and our favorite hot dogs and tocino, and so that's one. Taste, price, that's also one, and then the last one is convenience. So So we, except for the nuggets and the lumpia, no, na we want it crispy, kaya you have to cook it at home. Most of our products are pre-cooked, are pre-cooked, so it takes, we're trying to make it like a dump-proof na, it takes another thinking. I mean, we're all like busy. We all like lead busy lifestyles, so we don't want you to overthink like, is this meat done or not done? Is this like properly cooked or not properly cooked? Um, so that's why we pre-cooked it for you. It's not very seasoned because we want you to play with it as well. So what we sent you, don't complain if it's not very seasoned, because that's the purpose of that. Na you can add more seasoning, you can alter the flavor, you can add it to your favorite spaghetti or favorite pasta dish. So we want it to be flexible, but also can stand up on its own. So that's the convenience part. So yeah, our goal is to make it accessible in these three aspects. Over.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for that. Another question that has come up, one of the most upvoted right now. What are the biggest barriers in the vegan meat industry? Is that really what you want to focus on, vegan meat specifically? Or I think you mentioned it a while ago, but maybe you can just repeat that on that part. And the biggest barriers that you're experiencing right now.
Well, yeah, and so of course the price. So what we are up against is actually a very efficient animal meat industry. They've had like decades of head start on making their operations very, very efficient. And actually, the questions that we don't ask, even though prices ngayon of meat are going up for some nice reason. So yeah, so it's going up, which is good for us, dapat. But whenever we fail to ask them, why is animal meat so cheap? But they don't pay any environmental tax. They don't pay any taxes for destroying the environment or destroying health, diba? I mean, these are not taken into account. They have so much money to lobby governments to give them all favorable incentives. So we are up against that. In the grand scheme of things, no, like this is beyond like the individual business of doing plant-based processing, plant-based meat processing. So that is what we are up against. And so we are in a very, very early stage. We will need like thousands of entrepreneurs to really disrupt the system, and we need to increase demand of that. We need to increase like demand for that. The more consumers we would have, the more entrepreneurs will go into this space, the more investments will come into this space, and this will get recognition from our ingredient supplier as well uh, to scale up the production of our ingredients, and that will I think cause a snowball reaction. It will lower down the price. So I think you will see prices of animal. I mean, it has started in the U.S. with Impossible Food cutting down its prices like twice in a year. They say it's to make it accessible, not to be mainstream. And so it has started, and I think in the next 3 to 5 years, you'll see really plant-based meat coming down to the level of animal meat.
Thank you, Steven. Okay, just moving on the sales side. So people are asking, like we just merged the questions. Where can they buy your food? What items are available right now, and can they apply as resellers? So there are some asking about reselling. So yeah.
Yeah. So you can buy our products. First is direct from our website or through Lazada and Shopee ba meron? Ni pa bro lang ano. So Lazada, buti na lang offered cold chain or frozen delivery. So we also have a few resellers like Frozen Manila. Uh, Frank Harley is a reseller in Pampanga in Angeles. He was the one who delivered to the Pangasinan and the Nueva Ecija people. I don't know. I don't see any reseller here, but yeah, we have one in Metro Manila. We service it and direct to we also deliver direct straight to consumer, or you can get your grab nga to pick it up from Makati. In Cebu, we have a reseller in Cebu. We're trying to build a community in Davao. we're starting at talks sa Bacolod. So yeah, so we're very open to resellers and yeah, let's get this mainstream people. Yes.
Thank you, Stephen. So, guys, if you're interested, Stephen showed his contact details a while ago. You can also see on the chat, Brian placed the link to their website. Um, yeah. Moving on to some questions. Let's go a little deeper in terms of policy. So let me just merge two questions. First question is that do you think your process is scalable to the point that one day it could surpass animal meat production? And then the second to merge with that is that what are your thoughts on working on policy initiatives in the Philippines relative to your success as a business?
Sorry, what's the second question? Yung the
Sorry, about policies. Like, what initiatives are you doing policy-wise to make your business more successful in the country?
uh yeah, so one is we yun nga, parang I'm very optimistic that we can get the prices down to meat levels. Of course, the big guys, sila San Miguel and Century Pacific, have come out with their own brand. So San Miguel has Viga, and then Century Pacific has Unmeat, and they have really brought down the prices to the low hundreds. No, so see, I think Viga is in the 99 pesos na. And then see Unmeat is like 135. So those are very nice prices. But of course, like they have the scale. So yun. So we are. So that's why we are hell bent on looking on really scaling up our production this year to build a scale. And yeah, we saw that we're very conscious of that, being food innovators or technologists as well. Now we make sure that what we do is scalable so that the consumers will benefit. Okay. So for the Philippines naman, that's why we do these kinds of events. We want to build communities. I think that is the way to do. That is the way to go now. Especially, I think it will be accelerated lang by the pandemic. Yeah, we'll still visit the traditional modern trade channels, but I think building communities is what will make this new industry of plant-based really disrupt the traditional market. So yun, I'm waiting for you guys, for the young professionals. That's our target market. That's our target market. It's the young professionals. It's the college students who are graduating. They are the ones who are most flexible in terms of adopting new brands or trying out new products. Diba? I mean, I'm not going to convince lolo or lola to convert to plant-based. Kaya na mag-convert, yun nga, kaya na mag-convert nun. So that's why I am building. We are building like communities in every city in the Philippines, and hopefully we can roll out that program this year. So yun. So we're coming up with shirts. We're coming up with cool PR kits. And I want to send everyone. And then you put your hashtag. You post your social media. Yeah. So yeah, let's start a revolution. That's not taking on U.S. capital, pero in our local way.
Noted, Stephen. And yes, as a reminder to our participants, please post the photos of your food using the hashtags so we can promote also the brand to your social networks.
Yeah.
So Stephen, just related to that previous question, are you planning to like partner up with these bigger brands like Sla Burger King or these other brands who are already using plant-based food? Currently, what's your direction on that?
So we're just waiting for the to scale up our production, and then we will offer it to everyone. In terms of so we wanted like parang we're actually looking into food service, for example, like we want to replace sana bumalik yung mga hotel buffets, diba? Like in you see the breakfast na there's always like some form of hot dog or sausages. So we want to offer like a plant-based alternative to those. So like school lunches, feeding programs, children, yeah, all of those we want to really info para yung kids natin, the Filipinos will really eat something more nourishing than yung hot dog or dried cup noodles. That's just like empty calories. So yeah. So even plant. So we're very very focused on creating processed meat products, but very very nutritious. The yung nutritional contents. So yeah.
Thank you, Stephen. And I think it is an exciting future to like see more of these plant-based food, like as our breakfast food, being more promoted in more avenues. Okay. I think one interesting question here is that can you tell the story of how the food is made? Like from sourcing, which communities do they come from, what ingredients or like some of the ingredients, then how does it go through the funnel? And then maybe you can also tell us about what's the hardest food to make from the ingredients that you're currently using.
So we have a small commercial kitchen where the brewery is at. Diba? We don't have the scale yet to partner with the community, but I would love to do that in the future. So we still get from yung bagsakan sa either Balintawak or sa Pasay. We get our main ingredients there like jackfruit or yung mga vegetables or the plant proteins that we get. We still get them from the bagsakan. Um, kasi kasi ngayon we're very focused nga on the processing side. We are food processors. So that's what we put energy and effort in our R&D. So it's the processing. So after that, it comes to our kitchen where we process it every day. So every day there is so we have 5 products, and usually we make them every day. Like not the 5 products, but like if there's 5 days a week, we make 1 product per day. So it's really like kind of small batch pa, but it also assures that it's very fresh. So there's no doubt that it's very fresh. You just got that. Actually, I think the ones you have right now were just made like 2 days ago or something. So yeah. So actually, I'm kind of happy with that. Our products are really fresh, and since they're pre-cooked, we make sure that they are processed very well. They're pre-cooked. There's no microbes or anything. And then it's frozen, so that it can last like for 6 months more in your freezers. So yung pinaka the most difficult I think would be yung the nuggets and the lumpia. It's because we still do the wrapping manually. And for the nuggets naman kasi, since we deal with jackfruit, if any of you has dealt with like unripe jackfruit, it's very difficult to deal with. But we want to get the yung parang fibers ng jackfruit eh. So if you taste yung corned beef and the hinimay, kaya nga siya parang hinimay or yung shredded meat, it's because of the jackfruit fibers. So we process that. So the jackfruit goes into dehydration. It's mixed, it's processed with other ingredients, other hydrocolloids, and all of this more technical ingredients, but plant pa rin yung sources. So we also use carrageenan from seaweed. We're trying to explore microalgae ngayon to make like squid balls and fish balls. So those are some of our new products in mind. Yung mga favorite ng Filipinos. And what else? Giniling, yun. So even the giniling is pre-cooked. So we cook it so that you don't. It's that processing technique that actually gives it the texture as well. So yeah. So the products are they're not very difficult to do, but there's a certain process to it. So and I'm very and that's where we are focused at. Keep improving the process. Yeah. And then we fortify it. We add more ingredients to make sure that the nutritional content is up to par rather than empty calories. So yeah. So I hope I answered that. Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Stephen. So regarding the process, one question here is that have you patented your process or some aspect to your production or your products?
We're looking at areas now where we can patent, but now kasi we are looking into the product market fit. So having a patent is very expensive, or maintaining a patent is very expensive. So we want to make sure that the product is marketable. So like this kinds of market testing actually gives us like feedback. Na okay, there is market for this, and we will look into what's patentable. So for now, we mostly keep it as trade secret, our processing. Yeah.
Thank you. Another question here. Are you personally vegan or are there members of your team who are personally vegan?
So si Rizzy is a vegan. Like we converted her. Actually, she was converted. She converted herself. That's Rizzy there. That's nice. Kami kasi yun nga. We are flexitarians. You would so we want our products to be inclusive, and the way we market Nipa. By the way, Nipa. The way we market the where WTH is, we want it to be inclusive. That's why we never try to use we don't use the word vegan. I think some of you will still have like some negative connotation, especially like some of the vegans not very aggressive. So we're not converting anyone to become vegans, but we want you to consume more plant based. So you know, let's not. I don't know. It will go against siguro like any like siguro kay Rizzy, even kay Rizzy na. I'm not trying to to convert you like cold turkey. Yeah, let's not kill the turkey. No, but but I want you to at least like have one meal per day that's plant based. I think that's a very good start. Instead of like your yun. So and for me, for us, the way to do that is not to convince you to eat more salads. Kasi not everyone enjoys the taste of vegetables, diba? So I think that's why we really believe that there is a need for plant-based meat or plant-based meat alternatives. It's because it's really to convert uh, to make plant-based more mainstream, plant-based lifestyle more mainstream. We cannot shift. This is always an ongoing debate. We don't have the bandwidth to we don't have the bandwidth to make you change diet. Eh. The Filipino diet is the Filipino diet. We just have to swoop in there and replace your meat intake with plant based, but not changing your behavior. Or I am not in the position to change your mind, to change your behavior. But I will get into your plate somehow, one way or another. I will get into your plate and make you eat more plants.
Thank you, Stephen. Speaking of getting more plates, someone asked here, are you willing to accept free labor for WTH in exchange for free food?
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, they work for you and then you give them free food.
oh yeah, that's actually our deal with we have marketing interns coming in. We have interns coming in, and they'll be like, "Oh, is this is this position compensated?" And I'm like, "Aren't you happy that you have free food and free alcohol and free Nipa brew beer? If you sabi ko nga parang I don't know if I can offer it to everyone. It's like, oh yeah, every time you come to the tap room, you get like free food and free beer, lifetime. You want to uh yeah, so oh yeah, and we have like merch coming up, so you also get that. Yeah, you could. So the marketing interns actually design some of the shirts. Tapos all they requested is like, okay, they get some of the shirts to wear also. Yeah, sure, yeah. So that's yep, yep. I am willing to give more beers and more food away.
Thank you, Stephen. Okay, guys, let us schedule when we will go to the tap room and avail of these freebies while helping out the company as well. All right. Just going into what we're gonna do after this. So we're gonna have a taste testing session, right? So one person asks here, how are you gonna use the feedback from today into improving some of your dishes?
Yeah, no. I think I tried to make I tried to make the survey as straightforward as possible. It's numerical. It's not very intense. No, this is not how we usually do the tasting session. Usually, parang we go into detail. So we go into like deep detail. So for example, what when you open the tasting form, it's just like a numerical scale. So we figure out which one in terms of appearance, aroma, taste. Tapos yung sa price, ayun nga, parang you can check out the links in our website, and then so what most of you will be getting are one third of what's in the pack. So you just multiply that by 3 and then check the prices sa website. Everything is 250 pesos naman SRP at the moment. To gauge whether is the price like acceptable or to you or not. So we left open-ended questions for every food item. So if you say it's too salty, it's too dry, it's too mushy, it's too stringy, it's too planty, it's too planty. You can write it down there, and we will we will compile the feedback and see which ones are so that's how we will use the feedback form. So yeah.
Thank you, Stephen. So during the introduction, we mentioned that you have a dream of putting up your food innovation center to work on global food security issues. So one person is asking, can you tell us more about this dream? And just to link it with another question, what is your opinion about clean meat or lab-grown meat? Do you want to incorporate that as well to your food innovation center, or just focus on plant-based?
Yeah. So this is very personal. I love so we thought, for example, like Nipa, the brewery at Nipa Brew, diba? It kind of acted like an innovation center in one way, because we host contract brews as well. So yung mga home brewers who wants to scale up but don't have the capital or the facility to scale up, we're very flexible with that. So we host guest brews, mga guest brewing in our brewery, and to help them parang incubate their brand. So the same thing. Like, I really want to put up an innovation center, actually a plant-based food innovation center. So it will have like toll manufacturing. That's one of the very difficult challenges we have right now, is we couldn't find toll manufacturers, contract manufacturers in the Philippines. They're very it's kind of backward thinking. If you want to put up your own brand, you have to put up your own plant, like a manufacturing plant. So yeah, I mean, it's very prohibitive, I guess, for innovation not to have these facilities accessible. There are some yung mga shared service facility ng DTI and but like all of these government run facilities, you know the problem with them. So yeah, we want to put up it's my dream to put up a food innovation center that can cater to young entrepreneurs, young visionaries to play with. So I'll take care of the equipment. You come here, you put up your product and save the world, and go out and market test it and prove it and save the world. So that's but of course it's going to be very expensive. So anyone want to help, come help. Sige. Yeah.
Thanks, Stephen. We will promote your how to contact you again after the breakout session. So one last question here is that, when do we get to taste the food? Actually, we're gonna move on to that part. I feel people are already hungry. But before we do that, let's first do we say so. Please turn on. Yeah. Okay. Can I ask help? I think maybe Brian, can you be the one to take the screenshots?
Sure.
Thanks.
Okay, everyone, please turn on your cameras and smile at your webcams. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, I'll take one more photo since we have 2 pages of people. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Stephen, for that very productive Q&A. We will continue with the Q&A, but in the breakout session. So I think before going on to the breakout session, just a few instructions. I think we will call on Carissa to give some instructions for breakout. Carissa?
Hi.
Hi, Carissa.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm giving the instructions now.
Yeah.
Okay. So I share the link here. Please open this link to access the survey. So this is the survey that Stephen was saying a while ago. So you just fill in the details and click next, and then select the number, the range which describes your feedback after tasting the sample. And remember to have a glass of water beside you. So take a sip of water before tasting the sample just to cleanse your palate. And skip if not applicable. Yeah. So that's it. It's very simple.
So for our EAPH announcement, so we're gonna have our Utak and Puso um, discussion group for EAUPD. So if you're interested, you can sign up to the link there. The syllabus for this fellowship will be posted on January 23. So applications will also close for January 31. Can I confirm that this is open not just to UPD but also to everyone who's interested?
Yeah, so this fellowship is open to grade 11 and grade 12 students, to college students, and to fresh grads from 2018 to 2020. So it's a great way to learn more about effective altruism, and which one of which our cause areas is animal welfare. And a few of us from EA Philippines, including me and Tanya Quijano, will be facilitating this fellowship.
Thank you, Brian. Also, would you like to add more on this? Sorry.
Yeah, so there's an EA virtual conference on March 20 to 21 that will be happening virtually. Applications will come out in mid-February, so you can stay tuned for that one. Yeah. Should we also ask Stephen if he wants to plug instructions on how people can maybe apply for being an intern at Worth the Health Foods, or any job openings maybe, or any other ways to help out? Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, EA, for organizing this event. I really enjoyed the group. I mean, I think I wasn't able to discuss quickly yung why people go into plant-based. So some is like personal health, animal welfare, or environment. So for me, I'm more of since I have a background in biology, I'm more of environment, and for me, plant-based is really key to a more biodiverse, food secure future. So for EA, it's I think more of animal welfare. So I'd love to really explore the area and really to create this community. So I think I love this community. And yeah, yeah. So sayang, super short lang. I'd love to talk more. You are so very intelligent. The questions are really like stumps me. Like si Elmer asking about aphrodisiac ingredients. I don't know how it got covered here. But I was stumped by that question. Like, so I go, oh, no, Carlo, no, which ones of our ingredients are aphrodisiacs? So, anyway, yeah, keep in touch. Like, send us an email, add me to Facebook. Yeah, you're all super intelligent, so you can all be my friends. Yeah, so yeah, we love to carry the conversation forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Stephen, and of course,
Carlo.
yeah.
Carlo, do you want to say something? Like, so Carissa, that's one of our co-founders. You've heard her speak. Si Carlo ba? Yeah, that's Carlo, our science.
Also for me, it's nice. So we got to talk a lot about the product development, the textural properties, the nutritional properties. So if any of you have any questions about the science, applying science to product development, so that's what me, Steve, and Carissa really like doing. So you can just contact us. So I can also put my email. Carissa put my email there, so you can contact me. You can look me up on LinkedIn. So like Stephen, we like talking to smart young people like you. So yeah, so we just want to interact with all of you, talk to you. So if you have any questions, we're always happy to answer whatever questions you might have, as long as we know the answer to those questions.
So before Carlo went to do his PhD sa Prague, he's an actual professor, a chemistry professor in LaSalle. So, okay.
Thank you, Carissa. How about you? Any last word? Any last closing remarks?
Thank you also to Rizzi for making sure that all the food got to your places. So Rizzy is handling the operations. Say something, Rizzy.
Yeah, go Rizzy.
Keep craving good food. Yun lang
Yeah.
po. Thank you po.
She converted herself to being vegan, and she'll convert all of you.
Thank you for attending our event. And again, please post your photos and please complete your survey forms for the food and of course also for the event. We will be awarding the winner of the best food shot by tomorrow. And the winner will actually win a voucher from Worth the Health Food. So if you want to compete, you can ask your friends to like them all. We will also just be monitoring Facebook, so please make sure your posts are on public and we can see the number of likes and reactions. Yeah, thank you everyone, and looking forward to see you in our discussion groups, in our Facebook groups, and of course in our future events. Thank you.